Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Yay. We are Sending Stone Stories. We're a D&D 5e live stream campaign. My name is Cora. I'll be your Dungeon Master today. And as always, our show features our fantastic cast of CJ,
Hello. I'll be playing as Hector, a kobold wizard. Um, Likes playing with some gravity and is an agent of destiny for the goddess Clothis.
yeah, Puny Paladin,
I'm playing Nikos. He's a centaur light cleric of Helioid.
Rebecca,
I'm playing Phaedron, who's a druid centaur of Nylea.
and Sup Willie couldn't make it today. He's attending a wedding. So we once again enter into the mythical world of Theros for our campaign titled A Geek Tragedy. Last time, our heroes were preparing to get some rest for the night when the door to the Leering Dog Tavern burst open. Lydia, the commoner that Phaedron and Mac saved, collapsed onto the floor of the bar. She began to whisper words before going unconscious and dropping a coin that looked exactly like the ones the heroes had received from Athreos when they had died in the previous session. The group quickly brought her up to their room, but Nikos was then approached by a priest, Alice, who asked them to retrieve the artifact for Helioid. He's the priest you guys have previously met. He offered the group a starting reward to track it down, but he seemed very nervous, like something bad was going to happen to him if he didn't get it back. After Lydia awoke the next day, you guys learned that she is now blind, but has the ability to see the souls around her. She's also able to see visions and prophecies within the coins each of the heroes was given. Within your coins, she saw scenes of a coastal city, a sleeping lionin cub, and a bloody drum in a dark cave. Now, with more questions than they started with, our heroes decided to head north in pursuit of the metallic goat monster, receiving their starting reward from the acolytes at the temple. It seems Alice has fled the town overnight. They did some shopping. You guys recruited a young guard named Cedric. And they now step out of Dassos towards Mt Adranes to the north. So,
DM question. When we
yes.
did our shopping over the past week, I thought, could Phaedron have found just like a little symbol of Nylea? I just want something to like put around her neck.
Sure. We'll have you, you can buy it from the same shop that Mac got his from.
Great, sweet.
Yep.
Thank you, DM.
No problem. So, you guys have exited out of the northern gate of the Agora of Dassos. Before you, the Nessian Woods kind of stretches out. You know, and Cedric will kind of tell you this, that if you're heading north to the Katachkin Mountains, you can either go through this. This is almost like an arm of the Nessian Woods, that's stretching out from the woods. You can go through that to the other side, and then that'll take you to the Ferris lands, or you can go around it, but it's going to take a lot longer to go around it. So it's kind of up to you guys to which path you would like to travel.
One quick question that Hector would like to do before we decide if we go through or around is once again in that little flower field that wasn't too far from the city. Is it still an arrow pointing in a direction?
Okay, you want to go investigate the flower field then?
I didn't think it was too far away. If it was okay, if it was nearby, Hector would like to see those flowers once again and see if the arrow is still there or if it was just that one-time sign, that type of thing.
Okay. So you guys travel over to the flower field. You see the scorched line that the goat monster had kind of burned through here. It goes right through the emblem of Nylea that's made in the flowers, right near where you've just come in. You head a little bit south along the flower field. It's a really large field. There are other colors throughout and other kind of designs made with the flowers. And you see that there are four arrows total made in the flowers, each of them a different color. You see that there's a white one farthest to the north. It seems to be pointing south. It's pointing down south, the direction you're going. You come to a orange one that is pointing to the east, kind of pointing back into the Nessian Woods. Then you come to the red arrow, which is pointing to the north. In the distance, you see that there's another blue arrow a little bit further south that's pointing to the west, back to... It's just south of Dassos and pointing to the west past Dassos.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting, but I mean, the arrow that we've seen so far was red,
Yes, you guys when you came out of the forest.
especially since it matches that red arrow that we found in the vines.
Seems like it's
So-
still the direction to go.
Yeah, I agree. I think we definitely still head north. And if we headed directly north, like into the mountains, that is through the armed part of the forest.
So you kind of asked that, and Cedric goes, yeah. Oh, what a voice did I use for Cedric? I listened to it specifically before this, and I've already forgotten. I'm so bad with voices. Yeah. If you go through this arm here, we're gonna give him a frat boy kind of voice. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
If you go through this arm, you'll come out to Pharos Lands. Pharos Lands are in between the mountains and the forest. I haven't been this far. No, I've never left Dassos really. But that'll lead you to the foothills. So yeah.
Bet there's more snakes in there.
All kinds of things.
Maybe we can keep our eyes out and kind of go a little bit slow through those areas.
Mm-hmm.
Try and keep our distance from snakes, not let them sneak up on us again.
You think Nylea's going to be okay with us walking through her forest? Things didn't go so well last time, right? Those eyes were looking down at us. It seemed, I don't know, glaring, maybe?
I think she'd like us there to protect them.
All right, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
As long as as long as we don't destroy it like we shouldn't, then I think we're fine.
She'll be around to protect us, hopefully.
Hector suggests, yeah, we go through the forest.
All right.
say?
This chainmail is going to get real caught up in the forest. You guys wander along once more through the field of flowers up into the edges of the forest here. This is the second time you've entered it. Mac is kind of trudging along beside you guys, and you head into the Nessian Woods. Let me change the music. So, as you guys are traveling through the forest, this is kind of further north than the path that the goat monster had trekked through. And this part of the forest seems to have been kind of spared any of the damages. A lot of the area is more to the east and leading over to Mac's house. You see there's still kind of smoke coming out in parts. The trees are very damaged. There's kind of this destruction everywhere. But this part seems to have just been far enough north that it was out of reach of the fires that had spread through the woods. The entire forest is very wet as it has rained very heavily the day before. And the vines and undergrowth are kind of getting in your way as you move through. You're constantly pushing them aside. You seem to, even when you go to try and cut them, Cedric will sometimes try and cut the vines. They seem to be resistant to cutting. He finally gets through one of them. He goes, ugh, and he cuts through it. And when it does, it snaps in half and then immediately sucks itself back together. And then you see it laces itself back together. And he goes, well, that was unexpected.
I don't know if I've ever seen that happen. Damn, have I ever seen that happen?
It's not something
Like
you've
in
seen
the woods?
before. Strange. You've heard strange stories about the Nessian Woods, for sure, including things like this. But it is not something you've personally seen before.
How about red? Have I read about this in my books?
There are lots. Give me a history check. Phaedron's from the Nessian Woods, so she would know this more innately. But give me a history check. See if you've read about the Nessian Woods and these strange magics. 14. Yeah, sure. So, yeah, there's some weird magics that go on in the Nessian Woods, and especially when Nylea is upset, or even when there's kind of a disturbance throughout the forest or something that shouldn't be there. these strange kind of magic kind of permeate through the forest. And Phaedron, you'd be aware of this as well, that this is often some kind of sign of something's going on within the woods. And I mean, there was a big event yesterday, so this could be just the agitation of Nylea causing this, or it could be something else. You're not sure necessarily. But there are these weird... The trees are much more alive than they normally would be.
Cedric, let me try. Let me just kind of hold my symbol of Nylea. Look up. I don't know if I see any eyes. And she'll just say, Nylea, let us through. We are here to help and follow through on your mission. I like to try and use my dagger and try and go through the vines. Or move them out of the way, or see if they move.
Okay. Yeah, give me a religion check with advantage. Ooh, that is a 7. You pray to your goddess. Then you bring your knife up to the vine. You bring your knife blade down to it, and it cuts about halfway through. What it does, the vine kind of yanks, shik, and your dagger gets pulled out of your hand and goes flying about 5 feet away from you. Yeah, you lose sight of it quickly as you lose your dagger, but you don't seem to have cut through the vine, as you see that even the wound you had cut into seems to immediately stitch itself back together.
Damn it, we're just trying to help. Anybody have any other ideas? I'm going to try and find my dagger.
I mean, we could try to avoid cutting absolutely anything.
This is what I was afraid of. Nylea, see, she holds us responsible for what happened, and she doesn't want us to go through, and probably going to stick some snakes on us again.
Give me a perception check, Phaedron, to find your dagger. Yeah, you go a short distance away, moving past the vines instead of trying to go through them, and you see your dagger point down in the dirt, just ding, still kind of reverberating as it has just landed there. You grab it, pull it out, and put it in your pocket. And Phaedron, as you do that, you hear the sound of a giggle coming from around you. You look up, but you don't see anything. Pretty sure you heard something giggle at you.
Y'all, do you hear anything? I just heard laughing.
No laughing.
Let's be really careful.
Suddenly you hear a "ah!" As you look over, you see Cedric has walked into like a spider web, and he's like pulling it off his face, and he goes, "Oh, get it off, get it off!"
Cedric, you should watch where you're going.
Oh,
Seriously,
yeah.
buddy. Just spider webs. Calm yourself.
Sorry, I've never been out in the woods before. I apologize.
It's okay.
Well, how about we try? So cutting the vines didn't work. How about we burn a path through?
How about we not?
I don't think that's a good idea.
I mean, that fire goat did really well burning its way through the forest. I'm just save us a lot of time.
It could also fly, couldn't it? It was flying.
Can we fly?
No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe if we could fly, though, it'd be a lot easier.
Yeah, maybe that Pegasus will come back with a couple of friends and give us a lift over all of this.
Nikos, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Sure.
That's what you get.
That's a nat 20. Suddenly you feel the ground around you start moving a bit. You look down, you see there's kind of vines sneaking across the ground, and it suddenly lurches out, and as it does, you immediately jump back about 2 feet in the air as these vines swing and look like they're about to grab your legs before they suck back into the forest.
Okay, no more threatening about burning.
Yeah, maybe let's peace out and get away from these vines. If we can get away from vines. I don't know if we're fully surrounded or if we can just back away from this. I don't understand why she doesn't want us to go through. I realize she's kind of pissed, but I don't know what to do.
Maybe she's trying to direct us some way.
I think part of that dexterity save, Nikos has like done a 180 and is just continuing now to turn around, walk around the other way. Yes, yeah, we're definitely not wanted here. Come on, Mac. Come on, Cedric. Let's go. No.
You guys have been you've been traveling for about an hour and a half to the woods at this point.
Yeah.
And Cedric goes, "We're turning around, but we're so
Well-
far in already."
Just like
Well, hold on.
maybe like a 5-minute detour or trying to get around this place.
Well, then, yeah, should we go east or west and try and work our way around?
Mhm.
I don't know if it's just this area of the forest. Going around the entire forest would be
Time
an
consuming.
ordeal,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it would just take you longer if you went the long way around. But yeah, but,
Like hours or days?
like a day.
If that happens again, maybe we should go around these woods.
Yeah, I'd take it as a sign if it happened twice.
Let's carefully work our way, I don't know, west a little and up. I don't know how we're not going to run into vines and things like that in the rest of the Nissian woods. I don't know what to do except, should we go entirely around?
I'm sure there's less dense spots.
I thought you guys were champions of the gods. You're talking like the gods are upset with you.
I mean,
They are.
my whole job is to clean up the gods' mess half the time.
That's a little interesting job, but you're just
Mhm.
like immortal, right?
Sure.
He kind of gets this kind of like airy look on his face, and he goes, "All right."
I mean,
Well-
Mac had to get through the jungle somehow, right? Or the forest somehow, right? I'm sure we could do it eventually.
Well, this way then, and he points like to the west.
Lead the way, Cedric.
Cool. And he's like struts his chest out, and he goes, "Follow me."
Watch out for cobwebs.
And he starts walking, and he immediately steps in something. And goes, "Oh, oh, there's poop on the ground." Oh,
Keep
he's
up,
like,
buddy. You're doing great.
he's like trying to wipe his foot off, and he goes, "Oh, it smells terrible." And
Welcome into the woods.
he climbs over a knocked over log, comes to the other side, and he goes, "Watch out for the landmine."
Ugh.
It happens.
Yep.
You guys walk for another maybe 10 minutes or so. Cedric kind of taking the lead. He's decided to stop. He puts his longsword away and he stops chopping down anything he can, and he's just kind of pushing everything aside. It actually seems to be going easier for him when he does that. The forest doesn't seem to be fighting back against him as he does that. And at one point, he pushes a leaf, like a real big leaf aside. And as he does, a poof of like this white dandelion seeds almost comes and blows up to his face. Oh, he gets all over him and he starts sneezing.
Bless you. Bless you.
Doing great.
Bless you.
Thanks for finding that for us.
I don't know if I want to lead anymore.
But you're doing
Okay,
so
okay.
well.
You were doing great, but I can take that spot if you're afraid.
Give me a I don't know, persuasion check. A 6. You go, I'm not afraid. Well, a little bit. But no, I'll take the lead. It's fine. I got this shield. I'll be all right.
It's all right. We can take shifts. You don't have to do the whole way.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't want you guys thinking less of me. I mean, you hired me to come along. You guys are champions of the gods. I should be serving you, right?
You should. You really should.
Now, he
Good
completely agrees with you.
Cedric, do you have a god? Like one specifically in mind? Which one would you want to be a champion of?
Kinda. My mom always worshipped Nylea in the household. She's real big on it, but I never really took to the woods. I'm kind of a city boy. He kind of reaches into his leather pouch and he pulls out another small emblem. It's a laurel, and he goes, "I kind of took a liking to Heliod."
High five, my man.
You lost
High
him
five.
already.
You should listen to your mother.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, he high fives Nikos, and he's like, "Yeah, I like this guy. Look,
Another
his
one.
saddlebags have the same emblem on it. Look right here, the same thing. He's got like a crappy, like stainless steel emblem. It's not even well made. And yours saw like beautiful, intricate designs on your saddlebags." All right, I'll take the lead again. No worries. Everybody, give me a perception check again, please. Phaedron and Nikos, you guys both hear a giggle coming from above you in the trees.
Yeah, I whip my head up. Do I see anything up there?
You look up. It's hard to see very much. The treetops kind of close in here. It's a little dark up there. The trees are really large. You kind of squint really closely, and then you see something moves. You didn't catch what it was. You just saw something move in the treetops.
Someone's watching us. Are we putting on a good show for you up there? Why don't you come down and get a closer look? Say hello. Maybe you'll get a high five too.
Are you crazy?
Is he yelling at a tree?
I think so.
No, there's something up there.
You sure?
Come on. We
Squirrel?
won't hurt you.
Maybe a chipmunk.
Oh, yeah.
Come on down. And I probably have to know what kind of beast it is if it is an animal, but I can speak with animals if it is one. And I'll also go ahead and say in Sylvan, come on, we won't hurt you.
Give me a persuasion check, Phaedron. An 18. You hear a reply in Sylvan goes, "Don't worry, I'm not scared of that." And you both hear the giggle again, this time from in front of you.
Nikos, did you hear that? Which I say to Nikos and Sylvan.
But he hears his name in Sylvan and like, what?
Do you, I'm speaking Sylvan now, do you not speak our language? To Nikos.
Oh, Sylvan. Right. Yes. Of course.
Okay.
Threw me for a moment there.
I like to think that Nikos didn't speak much Sylvan growing up, where he grew up, so he knows it, but not really.
Yeah, it's almost like not a native tongue for him as much.
Common is newer to me. All right,
I'm sorry,
well,
I thought you were talking to him or whatever.
the thing. Let's just keep going.
All right.
Get out of the way, Cedric. You're doing great. Why don't you look out for spider webs? I'm gonna push through, and I'm gonna turn us north and see if I can work us through the woods.
Okay. You guys turn north with Phaedron leading the way. Phaedron, why don't you give me a survival check, please? $21, really nice. I don't know if you've rolled badly this whole campaign, other than the
Yeah.
one death saving throw you failed.
Don't say that. Stop. Stop.
Um,
Too soon.
so Phaedron starts leading the way to the north. Cedric kind of turns to Hector and he goes, "Did I do something wrong?"
I don't think so. They said some stuff in. Did you understand?
No, I don't. Was that elf language or
I think so.
centaur language?
Centaur language. Do you speak any other languages, Cedric?
No, I only speak common.
That's good. That's good.
And you're moving through. The woods almost seems to be easing you along, Phaedron. As you kind of move through, you feel like the kind of gentle brush of leaves along the side of your arms. Whereas you watch Cedric kind of struggling through most of the time, you don't necessarily have an easy way of it. It's still very tightly cramped and very crowded. But the vines don't seem to be actively fighting against you. They're more like brushing up to you as you go past.
I whisper, finally, thank you.
As you guys are walking, Nikos, give me a perception check, please.
Sure. That's a 19.
Cedric has kind of been bewildered the whole time he's been here. He's never really left Dassos. He's not even come to the Nessian Woods before. And it's quite a beautiful woods. It's very ancient, very powerful, very magical. There's lots of beautiful colors throughout here. When light shines through from the treetops, it's kind of got this mystical glow to it. It almost seems to shine in the air. And you see as he's kind of like wandering off to the side a bit, just kind of in a daze.
Cedric, stay close. You know, if you're going to guard us, can't have you wandering off.
He keeps walking. He seems to
Cedric!
ignore you.
Cedric, follow us.
Where you going, buddy?
Oh no, maybe something with that dandelion. He's had an adverse reaction.
Follow.
right.
Okay.
Turn around and go after. Oh, were we casting a spell here or something?
Hector is casting
command.
command. That's a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yeah.
And what's your DC?
It is 13.
So you cast that. He immediately stops in place, turns around, and begins walking towards you. But as soon as he does, you see him. He drops as if he just stepped on something. Oh!
Out of sight?
Up above you, you hear the loud laugh.
All right,
Cedric?
let me go help him. See what figure. Yeah, Nikos heads over to cautiously looking out for a pit or something.
You head over to the area and you see that there's kind of a it's not a pit, it's like the edge of a hill that kind of flows down into it's like a dirt wall, right? So like if you just stepped on the edge of a dirt wall and just fell off the side of the dirt wall down, you see it's about 15 feet down and it opens up into this almost basin-like area. And you realize the entire area is filled with spider webs, just covered in them. They seem to cover the entire area. And you look down and you see Cedric is actually caught in a spider web. And right above him, this massive 4-foot-long spider is walking towards him with this giant egg sac on its back. It gets close, and all of a sudden you hear a ripping sound. The egg sac breaks open, and dozens, hundreds of these little spiders come crawling out of it, down the side of the spider onto the spider web.
What's going over there? Did you find Cedric?
There's yes, and there's a big spider, and now a whole lot of little spiders. I think I'm gonna need some help over here.
Yep.
Carefully, keeping my distance, go up just to the point where I can see this over the hill, while also cursing along the way up in Sylvan. Thanks for that. Could use a little help.
Can you talk to them? Phaedron, can you talk to them? Tell them to leave Cedric alone.
Now, as soon as I see them, say, whoa, 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 that guy's poisoned. He's diseased. You don't want to do that to the spider.
Okay. Are you using speak with animals?
I can speak with all animals.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting you're right. Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
Do we all start with inspiration?
Yeah, every session.
Do I want Cedric to die? Let's see, death saving throw Cedric. Death saving throw Cedric. Yeah, I'm gonna try really hard. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Ooh.
That is
really well. He's diseased. You really don't want to eat him.
That is a 5 and a 1. You see that the spider immediately still kind of moving towards Cedric, to seem not paying attention to you. Let's go ahead and roll initiative at this point then.
Sorry, Cedric. It's good knowing you.
He lets out a yell.
Wow. Oh, there we go.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
I rolled double nat 20s on initiative for the spider swarms.
That's a dead Cedric.
Yeah, that's gonna be the spider swarms first, as they rolled a 21, both of them. They go crawling down the web. Both of them come running up to Cedric, and he goes, as they try and bite him. They each move into his space. He's like crawling with these tiny hundreds and hundreds of spiders just all over his body. An 18 will hit for 11 piercing on him as it just bites down on him. He's actually not looking good. And then the second one will attack for a 6. These ones are all just biting at his chainmail. He's like trying to brush them off. He's like, get him off of me! Get him off of me! But he's having trouble moving as he's kind of restrained by the web here. Phaedron.
I'm just going to start speaking and say something along the lines of Athik Degaya, Sislingne Odasa, and put my hand out, and somewhere between us and Cedric, I'm speaking Druidic, and I like the ancestral spirit of a bear to show up between us and Cedric, which mechanically will give all of us 7 temp HP.
All right. Let's where's that druid totem on the table? This the spirit comes rising out of the ground, made of like this green smoke, almost made out of vines. It rises out and it goes roar, and lets out this roar. Everybody gets 7 temp HP.
And while I remember how to do that in D&D Beyond, I'm going to... I don't know how far I can back away and still see the spiders and Cedric, like how accurate the map is, but I'm going to back up a little bit, and I'm going to aim at this bottom one with my longbow, and I'm going to take a shot.
Okay. Cool. So, let's see what you roll here.
Oh, that's a 23.
Sorry,
That hits.
I apologize. I wasn't in the chat. Yeah, 23 will definitely hit as you let off your longbow shot. It hits some of these spiders that are still kind of crawling on the web. Cedric goes, ah! As he almost gets shot there, but they take 2 piercing damage. They are reduced because they are a swarm.
Okay, cool. End turn.
Before we do that, I have a special announcement. Our Minotaur friend has shown up for the session. Gonna get him in here real fast, and we can have him roll initiative and do his thing.
And he would have been there with us for Spirit Totem. So when Mike shows up.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Mac, perfect timing as we've just entered combat. Your new hireling Cedric has just fallen into a spider pit. These large spiders are now kind of zooming in on him. Phaedron has just used her bear totem, granting everybody 7 temporary HP and advantage on strength checks.
Nice.
Cool. Hector.
Yeah, Hector will be kind of going up to the edge, and he'll try to do a little witch bolt at this northern swarm.
Okay.
As he casts onto them. Yeah, 7.
Does that actually? No, that does miss. You cast this witch bolt. Lightning seems to kind of arc between the various threads of the spider web that seems to avoid the swarm altogether.
And then Hector kind of steps up and says, or steps back and says, "I'm trying to help. Trying to help Cedric. I am.
No, throw
Keep
all
your
over
shield
me.
up. Yeah, use your shield."
He's like putting up his shield. It's covered in spider webs. He tosses and turns. You see he's like getting wrapped up in the spider webs now, almost cocooned.
Oh no.
Nikos.
That's the end of my turn.
Nikos holds forth his holy symbol of helioid, and a big flash of light comes out as he uses his channel divinity, the radiance of the dawn, to just blast these spiders.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Any magical darkness is dispelled. They take 2d10 plus your cleric level. That's failed to save or half as much on successful. Nice.
Yeah.
So there's 3 Constitution saving throws. What is your DC?
DC is, I think it's 13. Where is that?
Looks like it's 12, actually.
Oh yeah, 12.
So both of the swarms will pass as they seem to be unaffected by the light, but the wolf spider seems to get it right in his face. You see all 8 of its eyes suddenly shut. It lets out a screech. And it takes, go ahead and roll that damage, 10 radiant damage.
Plus my cleric level, 12.
That will kill it. As you you watch this spider immediately scorches up into radiant light as it breaks apart and falls down below, crushing just with a splat.
And the others take half damage on a success.
Okay, so they'll take 6 then. You melt a bunch of these spiders, but a lot of them seem to be okay otherwise.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay. The giant wolf spider is dead. So that is Cedric's turn. He's going to try and break out of the web. He has advantage on athletics check. Hey, that's a 15 as he rips himself out. And then he is going to move out of the space of all these spiders. He's like brushing them off. They'll both take op attacks against him.
No, it doesn't. Oh, right.
He used his action to break out of the web.
Yeah.
A 12 will miss, and a 5 will miss, as none of these spiders manage to get him. He's just shaking them off his body. They're going flying everywhere. like popcorn as he moves over here next to Nikos, and he goes, "Oh, that was a harrowing experience." Telemachus.
All right. I think I heard you say that the web was 15 feet down, or is it level with this ground?
The webs are kind of filling up this whole area. So this is kind of like stretching up 15 feet up down to the ground. So it's kind of like covering up into the trees. This whole area is just kind of filled with webbing.
Okay, so would I be able to move to this spot?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mac's gonna run headlong into this square and just release a thunderbolt or a thunder wave at these 2 remaining spiders, and hopefully the web.
Yeah, you're holding your swords out in front of you, just kind of ripping some web apart. And as you get up there, you pull it open. There's like an opening, and you just let out a thunder wave to blow this web apart. So 2 Constitution saving throws. And they're just rolling like champions today. They have a +0, and they got a 7 and a 15 there. So 7 will fail, 15 will pass. The north one will take 13 thunder damage as you just blow up and squat a bunch of these insects. They just pop like popcorn, and the bottom one will take 6 thunder damage as you get significantly fewer than that. But most of these spiders are gone at this point. There's a few dozen left at best.
All right, and they just kind of ready for the attacks. End of turn.
Okay. And then both of these swarms are then going to go into your space. They're all crawling all over Mac now. They're going to try and bite him. 5 will miss and a 6 will miss, Mac, as you're just kind of, you move your leg out of the way as a lot of them are trying to climb up onto you, and you move your other leg out of the way. A few of them get on there, but you shake your leg before they can bite you, and they're just falling on the ground, still trying to swarm up on you. Phaedron.
I told you not to do this, spiders. I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Mark the bottom one and see if I can shoot the bottom one again.
Okay.
For an 8. They're hard to hit. There's not a lot of them.
You shoot. It's hard to shoot these things. They're real tiny, and it's hard to see through all of the various webs through the area. And one of them just jobs out of the way of your arrow as it goes through into the tree behind it.
And turn.
Hector.
Shouldn't have done this, spiders.
Hector's a little worried about burning things, and so he's not going to be using his firebolt. Instead, he uses his 2 hands on his staff, and he's going to kind of like go a little bit forwards as he tries to just give a whack at these spiders on Telemachus.
Okay.
Quarterstaff.
That'll do it. 14 will hit as you whack. You smack a bunch of these spiders.
I'm doing it 2-handed, so it would be 1 damage.
They're resistant, so it's 0 damage.
I whack him. I got the 1. I got 1 spider, but that one was.
You squash 1 spider out of the dozens that are here. It was a real tiny one. It was like a runt of the litter.
I got him though. Smacked him good.
All right, Nikos.
The Radiance of Helioid worked well last time, so he's going to cast Sacred Flame, maybe on the spiders to the bottom there. Sacred Flame there.
That is a dexterity saving throw. They roll a natural 1. That will fail as they. The Sacred Flame envelops a lot of them. There's only a couple of spiders left as you just scorch them up.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left of these swarms here. Cedric goes, all right, time for revenge. And then he moves here. He's going to cut at these spiders himself. He's wielding a long sword one-handed. He actually makes 2 attacks. Look at that. He's OP. An 8 will miss from Cedric, and a 14 will hit as he slices first down, cutting a bunch of the webs. Then he's finally able to cut several of them up, dealing 3 slashing, reduced to 1. Telemachus.
All right, Mac's going to swing twice at that same swarm that Cedric just attacked. With a short sword and another short sword. If I can find it in my list. There it is.
A 6 will miss, but a 17 for your offhand will hit for 2 piercing. you quickly stab 2 of these insects. They are on death's door now as you do 1 piercing damage to them.
We can do this, everyone.
They're still kind of swarming around Mac here. They're going to try and bite him once more. Actually add that second attack here. 2d. A 16 and another 16 to hit Mac. Those will both hit. So Mac, you will take 7 piercing damage and 6 piercing damage from that. As they bite into you. The 7 will reduce your temp HP down, and then the 6 will be on your health, dealing relatively 6 HP to you. So that bear totem only applies at when you summon it, right? It doesn't apply it on other turns.
Correct.
Okay. That is their turn. Phaedron.
I told you, spiders. I'll try and squint my eyes real tight and try and shoot the few spiders that are on Telemachus without hitting Telemachus. Let's try this for 14.
You remember your training. You pull back, breathe. You pierce through these spiders. You get 4 of them on a single arrow as it zooms past Telemachus. You're not even sure how you curved that shot like that. Mac, you feel this thing kind of lightly move past you as it flies through. These spiders get shish kebabbed to a tree. And they are dead.
Oh, that was my action, so I'll bonus action move my Hunter's Mark to the top spiders and end my turn.
Generally, my rule for Hunter's Mark is that it does say on a subsequent turn, so you can do it next
Oh, it does.
turn.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Hector.
Again, still not wanting to accidentally burn something else down. He's just going to use his quarterstaff, just whacking at some of the spiders on Telemachus.
Whack a mouse, whack a spider, whack a spider. Hey, there you go. A 12 will hit as you just... you whack the entire rest of these spiders. Ow, 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 as you just smack Telemachus with your little quarterstaff. And that is all of the spiders you see on him as they instantly get squished. And Mac, you're now covered in spider guts and welts from Hector just beating on these things on you.
I got you.
I did say to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that will bring us out of combat. Okay.
I'm going to swear up into the trees and Sylvan, thanks for that. Really great. I'm going to try and see if I can see this little douche up in the trees that did this to Cedric.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Where are you? Where are you?
A 7.
And your laugh is high pitched and sounds like a whiny whatever.
What? My laugh is not high pitched. He replies.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Come down here and tell that to me face.
Give me a persuasion check, or intimidation check. Give me an intimidation check.
You got it. If I can get it to roll.
22, and he goes, fine. And you see the tree itself seems to move as the leaves kind of part, and you notice as it's coming down, standing in front of you is a creature made entirely of leaves. Hector, you'd recognize this as you the man in the jewelry shop also looked very similar to this. As a dryad stands before you. He's beautiful, made of gorgeous green leaves. He's got some darker ones that kind of cover him like a toga throughout his body, and he's got little tiny red flowers coming off of his arms in intricate designs all along the arms. He spreads his form out and poses, and he goes, Adranes.
Hunter's Mark. So I can find you, and you can stop messing with us. What was it, Adranes?
Adranes.
You move your Hunter's Mark over to him, and he goes, oh, that's not nice. I was just having a little bit of fun.
A little bit of fun.
Oh, we can have fun too.
No, no, no. I would have helped you if that spider had gotten out of a hand. I wanted to see how you handled it yourself.
Quick question: did Cedric did he get the temp HP, and was that when he took damage, was that also considered?
He took damage before he got the temp HP.
Okay, so he has it now.
Yeah, he's got temp HP now. I was just picking on your little friend here. He's definitely a city boy. Woods don't seem to like him very much.
Yeah, so that means you should welcome him, right? You want people to like the forest.
You like to pick on him too, but that was a little hostile, if I do say so.
Why don't you both give me a persuasion check with advantage?
Persuasion checks.
That is a 17 and a 17. Very nice. And he thinks about it for a second, and you see he's got like a pollen kind of coming off of the flowers on his fingertips, is kind of coating his face. And he goes, you know, you're probably right. My apologies. And he bows deeply. It was not my intentions to be rude. I was only having a bit of fun with somebody that the forest was complaining about. Right here, the other trees are whispering that this one was cutting at them.
He was, and he stopped. We had him stop hours ago. If the forest could calm itself and let us through, we're just trying to help Nylea. You'd think the forest would appreciate us a little bit more. No offense.
We did stop the fires.
Oh yes, the forest is hailing the four of you as heroes, of course. It was that one that we had an issue with, but indeed, you have seemed to have gotten him under control. Maybe I stepped too far. As
And
long
now
as
you're
he's
going
with
to help
you.
us through?
I'm sorry?
Now you're going to help us through to make up for this?
Through? Of course not. You are going to come with me. I have somebody you will want to meet.
Who would we want to meet? We're on a really important mission.
That's exactly why you're coming with us. Force
Okay.
has spoken. You are to speak with its voice. The wise voice of the forest. He's asked specifically for you.
Does the voice of the forest mean anything?
Give me a nature check.
Not my best. 10.
10. Okay. You've heard rumors about it, but that's all you thought they were, was rumors. That there was some being within the forest who was kind of in charge of everything. It's almost surprising to you that this dryad is speaking as if it was truth, because you thought it was just kind of a, you know, like a children's tale of beware the wild forest, or beware wrongdoers in the forest, or the wise force, the voice of the forest will call for you, and nobody declines his call. So you're aware of him.
The voice of the forest isn't something real. Really? Is that where you're taking us?
Oh, he's very real. And yes, and you're coming.
Do I believe him?
Give me an insight check.
Natural 1.
Natural 1, a 4. He is indiscernible. He's got these kind of crazy bark and leafy face. There's very silvern gestures to them, so it's very hard to tell the difference between somebody's lying and not lying. Their eyes don't seem to move, or they smile with their face more. So it's very difficult for you to tell.
And what if we say no?
Oh, you'll find your way there eventually. Believe me, I am not here to harm you. I was only playing tricks on you. It's the forest that wishes for you to speak before the wise voice.
So far, our only experience with you has been hostile. We're to believe that this upcoming experience won't be the same.
where are my manners? If you want a non-hostile agreement, he reaches down. You see all of the flowers on his arm kind of flow off of his fingertips onto the ground in front of him. You see each of them immediately sprouts into berry bushes, and he starts pulling berries off of them into his hand. Here, for your friend. This should restore some of his health. Cure some of these spider bites that he's received.
Have enough for me too.
Yes. He'll hand he'll cast it twice. It'll make like 20 berries, and it'll be enough for both of you to go back to full health. They are good berries. So he'll just start they're little tiny ones. They're like blueberries, not like your normal big fat good berries. These ones are just little like blueberries. You just pop, 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 pop. You immediately feel yourself back up to full health. And he's Cedric is like eating them. Whoa, these are really good. He's like pulling
Pace yourself, boy.
He pulls like a cherry pit out of his mouth, throws it on the ground.
Blueberries don't have pits. What's going on here?
These are good berries.
Are they good?
Really good.
Guess they're good berries.
There, is that kind enough gesture for you? Now you're at full power, if you could probably overcome me. I'm just a lowly dryad, after all.
I am quite interested in what the voice has to say.
Yeah.
I've been living here for some time and never saw any voice.
That's why you hear it.
Fear not, Zerarch. We have known of you, even if you haven't known of us.
He looks behind him like he's talking to somebody else. What did you say?
I say we're leaving to see the wise voice of the forest.
Very well.
Come with me. And he like waves his arms out in like a grand gesture, and as he does, you see a lot of the vines and woodlands kind of moves around. There's a very clear like forest path behind him. This way. And he starts walking away.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Maybe not put Cedric up at the front for a while.
Yeah.
I'll lead. Let's go. Come on, Cedric. Come on, Zerarch.
Come on, cops. You guys walk through the forest. So, Adranes is kind of leading for a bit, and you walk by some massive trees. These are very old trees. You can kind of feel their presence as you walk by. They almost seem to be watching you. They're 20 feet across in these trunks, and their mantles seem to reach up hundreds of feet in the air. And you're moving through, and you hear the sound of a stream coming through. And then the sound of a waterfall. Not too far now.
Cedric might be a good place to wash that stuff off your boots.
He looks down. He goes, "Oh!" And he's like trying to wipe it on the grass a bit. Oh, I don't know. This kind of feels weird. I don't feel welcome here. And he's like cramping up. Trees are kind of glaring at me.
We'll
Just
be out
picture them
soon
in
enough.
Picture them in their underwear. It'll be okay.
Hector, the trees aren't wearing underwear, are they?
I mean, you can imagine it, right?
Okay. Would
You
they
see-
be
you see-
wearing...
He kind of points to where like a trunk goes into the ground. He's like, you know how much further down that goes? Who knows?
Yeah.
Lacy, frilly, white with yellow polka dots.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I've lost it. All right, let's just keep walking. Let's keep walking. Finally, there's these fern kind of blocking the path before you, and Akranos walks up and he pushes the fern aside. As he does, you see behind it is a open-aired grove. You hear the sound of these waterfalls have gotten very loud now. Come into this area and you see all throughout it other dryads sit upon rocks. These rocky elementals are also relaxing. They've kind of got these big stout bodies and this gruff face. They're looking up to you. As they move, you hear the sound of like grinding earth. This pool of water stretches out before you, beautifully clear, serene. The light seems to almost... Oh, what is going on with my dynamic lighting here? Oh, I might need to put tokens on the map. That would help. So they say, at the very least. Let me do that real fast. Bear with me, stream.
Ooh, nice map.
In front of you, this beautiful clear water stretches out around the base of the most giant tree you've seen yet. This tree is 300 feet tall. Waterfalls fall off the rocky cliffs behind it into this small pool. These elementals all stretch out, laying, relaxing, watching you as you enter. Cronus steps forward, and he stands before the tree and calls out. "O wise voice of the woods, I bring adventurers that wish to right the wrongs done to the forest by the terrible flaming beast. They seek your knowledge on their path." Suddenly you see the massive tree begin shaking violently. Above you, leaves begin falling out. Small little branches come hailing down like rain below, and then splashing harmlessly into the water before floating off to the sides. None of the elementals seem to be faced by this at all. All around the tree, the land begins to crack and break. The earth at your feet begins trembling violently. You almost feel like you're in an earthquake. As a mound of earth slowly appears below the massive tree. You stare up in awe as the mound engulfs the beautiful landscape around it. Do you guys do anything?
Hi.
Cass, stop it.
A mouth appears out of the ground. As the mouth pulls its head out from the earth, more earth going flying everywhere, you watch in awe as a gigantic turtle seems to morph out of the boulders themselves.
Hello back. We were told you wanted to see us.
Welcome. The voice seems to echo through your minds. The whole ground seems to shake as it speaks. The air itself seems to blow past you. The size of this thing is unreasonable.
That's the ugliest turtle I've ever seen.
Beautiful. Most beautiful turtle I've ever seen.
Most beautiful.
No,
Big
I think I was right.
I think we can all agree it's the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
That
He's
I
just
can agree
like
with.
We almost died a moment ago. Don't worry about him.
I think that he'd rather hear the truth than be lied to.
He has some trees on him. That looks pretty cool.
Telemachus, stop. How can
Well,
we
wouldn't
help?
you? He looks right at the turtle. Wouldn't you rather hear the truth?
You speak truths.
Aye, almost all the time.
Zerarch.
Don't know what the heck you're talking about, but you can address us as a group.
What's your name?
I am the wise voice of the woods. I speak for the will of the Nessian forest.
Kind of a long name. Okay.
And even longer
about
when you
the
speak that
voice?
slowly.
Good to meet you, the voice.
He makes like a content sigh, but it kind of has like a low growl to it. He's kind of responding to your good to meet you.
We heard you wanted to talk to us.
Yes. You travel to Mount Adranes.
Mm-hmm.
Be warned, warriors of the gods. Your mission is a dangerous one. Mount Adranes is a awakening volcano rising from slumber.
That is kind of the purpose of the word awakening. But go on.
It is a danger to all in the forest.
Have any of us seen a volcano explosion or heard of one before?
Why don't you all give me a history check? And why don't we have Nikos do his with advantage?
Okay.
So 11 for Hector, a 15 for Phaedron, and 18 for Telemachus.
My browser seems to have locked up for the moment.
It's actually a 4. I'm not sure why it rolled a physical die on my screen, but it did.
Oh, click on the little gear next to your name, and right on the top it's just a dice rolling beta.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep. It'll be an 18 because that's what you actually rolled in roll 20. Any luck, Nikos?
No, it's stuck.
So I'll just say, Telemachus and Phaedron, you know that the Katoshan Mountains have quite a lot of volcanoes in them. None of the active ones are near the Nessian forest. But there are more towards the north that are significantly more active, particularly Mount Velis, which is the forge of Perforos. So you guys had figured that a couple sessions ago that Mount Velis is the forge north to Perforos. Yeah, to the north. I would say neither of you has seen a volcanic explosion.
Cool. All right, well, wise one, what can we do to prevent getting, let's just say injured by this fiery beast?
The messenger brings the artifact back to the heart to reignite the mountain. If you wish to assault the mountain, you will need protection. He lifts up a giant claw, places it in the water in front of him, scoops out a bunch of it. As he lifts up the thing, you see waterfalls kind of come off the side as he's scooped up gallons upon this water. A lot of it comes flowing over the edge of the pool that it's resting in, and he holds his hand out. Then he goes and breathes upon it. You watch the water in his hand goes bright red. Yellow's kind of mixed in. Fill vials of this water. It will give you protection from the fires of the artifact.
Just when I thought he couldn't get any more disgusting.
Well,
Hey, wise one, Cronus, y'all don't happen to have any extra vials, do you?
Cronus kind of looks at you and turns his head, and he goes, "We have no need for vials out here."
Oh, cool. Good to know. Water or
Are
Well,
you
we
like,
could.
are you like looking through your pack, Phaedron, to see if there's an empty vial?
I've got one vial, but it's kind of important, and I look at my water skin, and I look at this giant turtle, and I kind of bend down and empty the water skin gently. I'm not just like, and I walk up and I fill up the water skin. Yeah.
So one thing you notice, Phaedron, as you're emptying your water skin, your water is pretty clear. It was, nice, clean drinking water, but have like a slight light tinge to it from just, whatever that was in it, minerals or something. And as it hits the ground, you watch it instantly clears up. As it merges with the rest of the water, it continues being this bright, beautiful, clear water. Then you fill up your water skin. You get a potion of fire resistance.
And no water.
No water.
Max still has the vial that he gave to Nikos during the battle a couple of sessions ago, so he fills that up and stoppers it.
Yep, and that'll definitely work just fine. You filled up. You got this kind of bright red vial now of potion of fire resistance. Cedric goes digging through his pack, and he pulls out his own water skin. He pops it off, and he just pours it out. He's not doing it quite as lightly as you or Phaedron. He's just kind of. Then he goes over and he sticks his water skin in there, and smells like cinnamon. What about Nikos and Hector?
hmm.
You're not already fire resistant, are you?
Yeah,
Oh,
look at those
definitely.
scales, right? Must be it's good for something.
The scales are good for other forces, but not fire. Let's see. I do no, those don't hold water well. I guess I will also take my water skin and dump it and fill it up.
Yeah, I think that's all I got as well.
Okay. Everybody's just kind of dumping the water skins here, and you all fill it up. And after you're done filling it up, he closes his claw, and all of the water pours out of the sides, clear and blue, back into the pools around him. And he goes, "Be wary on your travels, messengers of the gods."
That's actually very good advice. We haven't been very wary, have we? Right, Cedric?
Yeah, Cedric got his attention caught on something.
It's not his fault. I just
Mhm.
glare at Akranis.
How about now, Puny Paladin? Can you see?
Better. Yes, better.
Cool. I'm sorry, what did you ask Acronis?
Oh, Hector said something about Cedric getting into trouble, and I said, wasn't entirely his fault. I just glare at Akranis.
The turtle goes, "Cronus is quite the trickster."
Well, we'd like to
Go ahead.
play a trick on him someday if we get the chance.
Well, that's just not very nice. Here I am leading you to the most prestigious voice in the entire forest, and you want to play tricks on me. I thought it was a fair payment
Well-
myself.
Well, your evaluation of the situation is faulty.
If you have any questions for the wise voice of the forest, ask them now. He will probably go back to sleep shortly. He knows many things, and he could probably answer anything you might need to know.
Oh, wise voice of the woods. We are in the search for an arrow, a red one specifically. Do you know the purpose of this arrow? We found it here in the Nessian woods.
I know this arrow.
And
The purpose of it is it to slay the goat?
It could be used for such purposes. The arrow belongs to Ephesus and hails the beginning of summer.
do we recognize the name Hephaestus? Is that one of the gods?
Hephaestus? No. That's a Greek god. This was Ephesus. Give me religion checks. Phaedron, you can do it with advantage. So 7 from Hector, a 15 from Telemachus, a 4 from Nikos, and a 15 from Phaedron. Mac and Phaedron, you both kind of look at each other. Aphixis is Nylea's bow. It's quite a legendary weapon. She's always carrying it with her, and it is said that the arrow she fires from it causes the changing of the seasons. This is kind of why the 4 arrows represent her as a goddess, and each of them is colored to kind of match the seasons that they're associated with.
Oh, great wise one, then where is this arrow now? It disappeared. We had a bit of a run-in with some creatures.
Nylia has returned the arrow to her quiver after your run-in with Athreos.
And is the quiver more of a metaphorical thing, or is it a place we could go and retrieve it?
It is in Nyx.
Hector, what does that mean?
I think that's where Hector's from, right?
I mean, I'm not exactly from anywhere. I was just made. In Nyx is like what? In memories, ideas, like in it. It's I don't know. I thought of it. It was intangible.
You're a learned scholar.
Mhm.
Give me a religion check with advantage. A 21. Nyx is kind of this lesser known name for the plane of the gods. It's the sky itself. So while many people call it the heavens or the sky or nightfall, it's not often known that the sky is a place you can travel to. And the plane itself is called Nyx.
Well, it's up in the sky. Like in the night when we were up there, you could see the gods around in the skies talking to each other and going from one place to another. Up there, that's where it is.
I understand that, but how are we supposed to get it again and use it if it's in the sky?
She gave it to us
Probably.
once.
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say maybe
sure
Phaedron
she'll
could get
give
it
it
back.
back again when the time is right. I'm sure she will help us.
Maybe Zerarch can help us. Who is Zerarch?
Zerarch is a chosen of Nylia. He has been born many times and lived many lifetimes.
That sounds terrible. And where would we find him?
If you go looking, you will find him.
Just looking anywhere. Just look under a rock and there he is.
You hear some of the dryads kind of giggle at that. But the wise voice of the forest doesn't respond.
Nikos looks under a rock. Not under this one.
A salamander scurries out from underneath it as you look under it.
He's not a salamander, is he? Does he change shape?
He has held many forms.
Oh, that could have been him, and now he's gone.
Cassio, get him.
Cassio goes swimming into the water, chasing after the salamander. She catches it, and it squirrels out of her hand.
He's a devious one.
At this point, Matt kind of starts to hop into the water and wade up to the turtle's like where his ear hole would be if he was an actual turtle. And he whispers into the ear. When we came back from death, my horns were different. Do you know why?
You will learn the secrets in due time.
You wouldn't want to come with us, would you? Kind of reaches up and slaps him on the side of the face and goes back to the group.
He's massive. His ear hole is the size of you. So you're like
Yeah.
walking up to this cavern looking in and trying to whisper to him. I cannot leave this grove. If I do, the forest itself will die out.
Mac looks at Acronis and says, "Well, you did really sort of risk something here, bringing us here."
He called for you personally. There's nothing I can do about it. If he wants to speak with you, he can speak with you. I would hardly call it a risk. Though, if you could even put a dent in him, I would be more than impressed.
Well, I understand what you mean by that, but I'm saying information is also powerful.
He giggles at that, and he goes, "You will not be able to find your way back here."
Fair enough.
If you'll permit me.
Nico suggests the turtle. Did you happen to see a man pass through here recently? A priest of Helioid. His name goes by the name Alice. He bid a hasty retreat from the town, and maybe he went this way. I don't know.
The forest does not permit such people in its boundaries.
Okay. So we know he didn't go this way. All right. That's good. If he shows up, let me know. Leave a message. Tell him Nikos is looking for him.
The wise force of the forest is not some messenger boy for you.
Well, but then you do it, Acronis. If you see him, you can tell him I'm looking for him.
If I see him, he won't make it out alive.
Well, tell him I'm looking for him before you kill him.
Will do. He can find you in the afterlife. You were going to say something, Phaedron?
Sure. Is there there's regular water now in front of us, seems like, right?
Yeah.
You gave us a protection, but this just looks like regular water.
Yeah, this pool of water is the most clear and beautiful pool of water you've ever seen in your entire life. It's kind of like looking through glass that's moving.
I'll say to the turtle, if you'll permit me, and I'll kind of reach out both hands, and I want to take some water, just like a handful kind of sphere of water and earth, using both my mold earth and shape water. If it's within 30 feet, I just kind of want to pull over just kind of a ball of muddy earth. And if nobody does anything, I'd like to chuck it at Acronis' face.
You build this muddy ball of water, and then as it looks like you're about to do something heroic with it, you immediately throw it at Acronis' face. Make an attack roll.
I wish I hadn't used my inspiration.
Use
This would be the best.
Use your spell attack bonus.
Spell attack bonus plus would that be the same as my? Okay, that's the same as my bow. I'm just gonna use my bow.
Okay.
Did it show up? Come on. Oh, I need to click the button. That's a 9.
No.
He's very fast. No, damn it.
You
I
throw this
tried.
ball,
I tried.
and you watch as Akranis sees it coming and immediately morphs into the ground. You watch as he kind of like halfway goes down. The ball goes right after his head, and he goes.
I stick my tongue out at him. Are
he,
y'all ready?
he blows into his hand, and pollen comes shooting out of it towards you. You sneeze a little bit. Well, I think that's enough before you desecrate the holy grounds of the Grove of the Wise Voice Thick Forest. It might be time to leave now, as you're getting a little rowdy. Turn, follow the path you came.
I'm ready.
Good luck. As he starts sinking once more back into the earth. As he does, you see that all of the stones and rocks around him begin reforming back, and the ground below you shaking. The water's kind of forming back up. It's running back up the rocks and refilling the pool around him. And after he's finished going down, it looks exactly as it did before, as if nothing had been there all along.
That was cool.
Acronis, you know where I can get another water skin? Mine's not really, drinkable right now. It's just got fire potion resistance in it.
Probably one of your civilizations outside of the woods. I hear they turn beast skins into drinkable livers.
Hey, you know where we can find some beasts?
He kind of looks at you and then gives you a glare. You have been permitted to enter the forest, cleric of Heliod, but do not think you are welcome. And if you kill anything within its mind, or within its boundaries, without good reason, the forest will not welcome you back, if it allows you to leave at all.
I mean, some of those beasts are pretty dangerous. Like those spiders.
That is why I said without good reason. You're killing an animal just so that you can pour water into its stomach. We will not take kindly to that. You're being allowed currently as you are pursuing the beast that has torn a scar through our homeland. That does not mean you are welcome.
All right. Just thought I'd ask.
Now, leave. And as he does that, the ground below you begins kind of pushing you back, almost like you're on a treadmill. And before you know it, you're all standing behind the ferns, and the ferns close, blocking your view. You turn around, and the path that has been kind of cut through the forest before that you walked on is closed, and you find yourself once more in dense forest.
Well, that was fun.
Now
That
I'm
was a
thirsty.
big turtle.
Just get out of here.
It was a valiant effort, Phaedron. If I had thought of it, if I would have done it myself.
What do you mean?
The mud ball.
We'll get him. Jerk. Let's get out of here.
Cedric, how are you doing?
Dude, that was crazy. Did you see how big that turtle was?
Hi.
Yeah.
I meant more psychologically.
Oh. Amazed, man. A turtle could have eaten my house. And he wouldn't even, choked on it. He just swallowed it whole. It's pretty
Probably
crazy.
take him a long time to get there from here. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're only I've never been outside of Dassos, and we're 2 hours away, and I meet the world's largest turtle.
What if there's another one 2 more miles away?
I know. Who knows? I've never even been out of town. Dad goes to Miletus all the time. He never brings me with him.
You should go to Miletus.
Yeah.
After all this.
Yeah. Let's finish our mission, and then maybe we'll go there. Mom doesn't need to own me. Maybe I'll travel the world. That'd be cool. Real cool.
Pretty great city.
Pretty great city out here. All right.
We have an observatory.
Oh, what's that?
You look up at the sky through this like telescope thing with glass, and you can see very, very well into the sky.
Oh. Well, that could be cool. Maybe. I don't know. I see the sky at night normally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I need I'll be in a room with a glass thing to see it.
Talk while we walk, y'all. Come on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm walking as fast as you.
You guys are walking through the forest, and with that, we'll go ahead and take a break then. All right, so come back at a quarter till, and we will continue there as you move through the Nessian Woods towards Mount Adranes. Ah, my camera's broke.
Um,
There we go. It's because I keep minimizing the window. It's a problem. Okay, welcome back, everyone, to Sending Stone Stories. Before the break, you guys had decided to travel through the Nessian Woods as a way to head towards Mount Adranes. Along the way, you're running into a few troubles as Cedric was kind of leading. You heard giggling kind of above you, and eventually you got led into a trap. Cedric was kind of led away. After dealing with the spiders that you'd fall into the trap of, you were approached by a dryad who led you to speak with the wise voice of the forest. There you were given some items to assist you in your quest and some information of interest. You guys now find yourselves back in the Nessian Woods. You're traveling along. It was already late afternoon when you had been taken to the grove, and you're starting to see dark shadows fall over the forest as night is beginning to rise,
Fall.
fall. Night is beginning to fall.
Oh,
Sure, fall. Night is beginning to fall in the forest as shadows begin stretching longer. So you realize you're not going to be able to leave the forest before evening. So would you guys to continue marching through night or set up camp somewhere?
Do we
Let's
know
find some
anything
water.
about?
I'm thirsty. Maybe set up camp there?
What were you saying, Mac?
I was just asking if we know anything about the land that is north of the forest.
Give me nature check.
And just as if I'm from Scophos, I probably came through this area. So
Yep.
nature check.
It's gonna be preloaded DC, I would say. Nat 20. Look at that. You know that the land north of here is going to be Ferris lands, which are a tribe of centaurs. Phaedron, you are from Lagona. I believe Nikos, you are also Lagonan.
yes.
Yeah. So these are this is the other race or breed of centaurs. They're more raiders than Lagonan traders.
Okay, so yeah, we definitely want to. We don't want to go into those lands without a rest.
Not those kinds of centaurs.
that would be opposite. That would be weird. I hope those don't exist, please.
It's BoJack Horseman.
It's BoJack Horseman. He's a reverse centaur. Okay. There is a stream nearby if you'd like to go drink from the stream. The waters in the Nessian Woods all tend to be very clear and clean. The woods itself kind of magically keeps them clean. And that's just kind of like a trait of the entire forest.
Do y'all want to maybe camp here near the water? Seems like we can't make it all the way through the woods before dark.
Yeah, and I'm getting pretty tired. Oh,
Well, if it's water that's it's useful to us, then it will also be a focal point for the wildlife in the region. Do we really want to set up camp in a highly trafficked area?
Cedric is like laying in the stream, he's just like shoving water down his throat. Oh, I'm so pooped, dude.
Yep,
What?
yep. I think this is it. As far as we're going.
Are we going further? Mac, I'm so tired.
I don't think that's a good idea, son. At least a half a mile
Can we stay near the water?
Oh my.
past
We
the
should.
water.
Look, we just spoke to the voice of the forest today, right? He said, like we're chill, right? We're in with that dude, so I think we're gonna be fine.
Very well.
Okay. And he like pulls up his bag. And he opens it up. He's got a bedroll inside. He goes, "All right, well, I'm gonna lay over there. That moss looks real comfy." And he like flips out his bedroll and he like curls up next to a tree. "Oh, I'm so tired." As he's like taking off his chain and sets it off to the side.
Max starts to collect loose branches to build a lean-to.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. See how many loose branches you find.
And I'd say, do you need any help with that? In case I can aid.
That's a 15.
Okay. Together, you and Phaedron find quite a lot of loose branches. You don't tear any off any trees, enough to definitely build a lean-to. You find kind of a a real thick root of a tree that's just tall enough that you could lean up all the branches next to it and hide underneath it like Eeyore.
All right, put those there, and I'll grab some loose leaves over here. We'll camouflage it a bit. We're not going to be able to do much about our scent, but I suggest we still have a watch, even if this forest is chill, as you say.
Good call. I'll take first watch.
I'll take second.
We'll give Hector the middle of the night there, right?
I like the middle of the night. It's best on my eyes. I'll
And
take third watch.
then when you wake me up, let me know if you saw anything good in the stars.
Mhm.
Cedric's already out, so we'll give him last watch. How about that?
Cedric. Ugh.
I see he's making himself worth the gold per day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go to sleep.
Okay, just to reiterate, who was type out your watch numbers in chat for me, please. Hector's 3, Mac is 2, Phaedron's first, Nikos is 4th. Okay, Phaedron, you sit up. This is your kind of your home element. You're getting tired, but at the same time you feel kind of alive. You've had this strange kind of exciting energy in you all day. And give me a perception check as everyone kind of lays down to sleep.
13.
Okay. You keep a pretty good watch. Towards the end of it, you're starting to feel the exhaustion though. You've been marching all day. You had an exciting couple days at the very least, and you don't see anything of interest during the night.
Mac. I'll go for it.
Yep. No. Go ahead. All
Mac. It's all you.
Oh, it's my turn already?
Mm-hmm. And then don't forget to wake up Hector.
Aye. Sleep well, trickster.
Thank you.
I think Hector's the only one with dark vision, right?
Fact.
Yep.
Do you want a disadvantage on mine? Well, upcoming ones.
I think it's a bit late for that. I've already said nothing happened. So, Mac, what do you want to use for light?
I think he wouldn't want to set up a campfire, so he would just light a torch and kind of burn them one to the next. As one starts to go down, he burns another one.
Okay. So we'll give you. Mac lights a torch. He sits off to the side so he's not shining bright light in everybody's faces and keeping his watch. Mac, give me a perception check, please.
Is a natural 1.
Mac, you're still exhausted. You didn't want to make it out to everybody else, but you feel almost as tired as Cedric was. You're barely keeping your eyes open. You've had like 40 winks that night. But after a couple hours, you finish your watch. You don't see anything going on.
Aye. Time to wake up, small one.
Oh, I've been up for a little bit.
Well then, it's your turn.
Just laying down for some rest. Yeah, Hector gets up and immediately starts just watching the stars. And every once in a while looking around at whatever snaps of twigs he hears or whatever.
So Hector, technically you're outside, and the moonlight actually does provide enough for dim light.
Cool. So dim goes into normal. Got it.
Yeah. Hector gets up and he's doing his watch. Why don't you give me a perception check?
Okay.
Hector, you're sitting in the middle of the night. This is when you thrive. It's kind of hard to see the stars. The Nessian wood kind of covers up above, blocking out a lot of the sky. But every so often you can kind of see rustling past the branches as they sway in the light breeze above the skylight. And as you're staring up it, trying to get a good view of the stars, you hear something say words.
Words.
It says, what does it say? I don't want to. Where are my notes? I hate notes.
Couldn't figure out what it-
Shh. Shh.
Hash?
Shh.
I'm looking around for the source of this voice.
You look over, and you see a glint of gold as you see two humanoids moving towards your camp.
I was probably sleeping closest to Cedric, so I'd be starting to shake Cedric. Like, hey.
Let me sleep, Hector. Very tired.
Cedric, look. Get your
What?
shield.
I can't see anything. It's dark out.
Light a torch.
Fine. He digs through his bag. He pulls out a torch, and he's trying to find Flint. He goes, "What am I looking for here?"
And like, I'm just trying to be quiet, and it looks like Phaedron might be near me as well. I'd be trying to be like, hey, look. There's things, people. And I'm trying to keep an eye on them, especially if they get close to any of us.
Mac.
Shh.
What did they say?
They're saying Ash. Is it in common or?
It is in common.
I try to get a better look of them. So whether that's moving to closer or whatever it is, I wanna try to get closer to them.
Yeah, they're over
Yeah,
towards
Laura.
this direction.
And I kind of try to start getting closer and seeing, maybe even getting cast to go out there.
You see, three humanoid figures are kind of wombling through the forest. Shh. And you notice on their faces are these golden masks in the shape of face. They're representative of faces. You see, one of them is set to look like a crying male face. Another one is the face of anger. He's got these pointed eyebrows and a gaping mouth. He's just mad. And the last one seems to be surprised. Shh.
Through all of my readings, have I heard about these masks before? Golden masks.
Yeah, give me a history check. Actually, give me a religion check. Religion check.
Oh, it's the same modifier.
Yep, I'll go ahead and give you the natural 20 and that 25. These are called returned. Returned are a special kind of undead. When
Yeah.
when people die, their souls are taken by Athreos to the underworld, where they are claimed by Erebos. There they spend eternity in the afterlife. Sometimes those souls escape. And when they do, they forge these masks, kind of represent their faces. And they reform their bodies back. They try and get out of the afterlife so they can continue on living. But they're not the same person. They've lost all of their memories. They're only raw motions. They can think. They don't have logic or reason. They're shells of human beings. These ones
Knowing
are,
that they're. Go ahead. Sorry.
these ones are just kind of wandering towards you. Shh.
Would I think that they're somehow related to like the coins? Like I'm just linking three of them. Three of us had died. We have coins, and Hector's like, is it like they're trying to retrieve something, or is this a random occurrence?
You're not sure.
And are they moving slowly? It looks like.
Yeah, they're kind of just trudging along, almost like zombies. Phaedron, you were waking up Mac, right?
And Nikos, if I can.
Okay. Nak and Nikos, you both wake up.
Let me sleep, woman.
Sorry.
Are you
More.
You're being quiet, Mac?
Not particularly.
You hear the sound of like a grunt. Shh, a lot louder.
What was that?
Is it my
I
turn
don't
for
know.
watch?
Look over there. No. Look over past Hector.
Hector wants to see if his theory is if they might just ignore him. So he's going to try to like go up and see if they change their path at all to follow him or not. He's not making any noise though, or not trying to.
So these three undead walk into camp. They look around. Cedric is sitting there staring at them, wide mouth, gawking, speechless. They look right at him. Each of them reaches down and grabs a sword hanging on their waist.
Cedric, get away from them.
Roll initiative. As they start lunging towards Cedric.
Cedric, no!
So you guys were all sleeping with the exception of Hector. So none of you are going to be wearing your armor, by the way.
Oh, I have to definitely change my AC though because I'm not with mage armor. Or
Actually, why don't we go ahead and show you what these guys look like? 'Cause I think they're one of the coolest designs in Theros, personally.
the masks already look really cool.
Yeah, I don't see them on the screen yet.
They're outside of Mac's torchlight.
What are they?
That's what they look like. These golden masks, and behind it is kind of this black smoke coming off the top of their head. Their skin's gray and almost rotted away. They're holding swords and wearing clothing. At that moment, Cedric finally lights his torch as well. So we'll give him light as well, just so you guys can see a little
Yeah.
better.
Mine would be out since I was sleeping.
Yeah.
Would he have his shield equipped as well? Because that was the first thing I told him to do.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He was looking. He was like, I can't see anything. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Cool. You guys can probably see them now, right?
Yes.
Great. Hector, you the first to react as you see these things are kind of lunging towards Cedric now. Oh wait, I didn't actually roll initiative for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're the first to react.
Okay. So he's going to be starting to actually cast a spell. As he's weaving his hands around, lighting up those stars. As this time he's casting Magnify Gravity. It'll be centered. It's a 10-foot radius, so it can be able to hit all three of them without anyone else. They all need to make con saves or take force damage.
Okay.
How do I put the text of it? Is that it? Yeah.
So the big guy at the front, who's kind of got the more angry-looking eyes on him, he rolls a 7 on his con save. The other two, which are smaller, they've got a surprised look and a sad look. They roll a 15 and a 12. So one of them will succeed on your con save. It's half damage then, yes?
Yeah, if they succeed, it is half. Creature takes half damage, yep.
Okay.
And if they failed, they also have half speed.
You see them like holding up. They're being crushed into the weight suddenly as this kind of a gravity pushes down on them, but the top one continues moving forward. Shh. So we're going to give him a marker to show that they are slowed as they take 13 force damage. My goodness. The one of the ones in the back, the Sorrow one, immediately crushes, and his body starts pushing together, and it kind of collapses in on itself as he cracks in half. You hear the sound of bones breaking. He dies outright.
That was a lot of weight. Cass is going to go swimming in the water as Hector kind of starts backing away, knowing they're slowed, and he'll say, I slowed him down, or at least the one in the front.
Phaedron.
This super wakes me up, but I can't see for shit. So this time I'll say, Athik Dusuru, Dortho Dasa Keole, and I will summon my hawk. Can I move me because I'm in the middle of two? I'll summon my hawk right in front of me, so
Okay.
maybe I can fucking see.
You can go ahead and drag that token on the screen then.
I don't know how to do that, but oh look, it's all my little peoples. Druid totems, is that a folder?
No,
I
so
like my bear.
that is a multi-sided token. So when you drag it on there, you can change it into the hawk.
Ooh, I don't know how to change it.
Right-click the token, and you'll see where it says multi-sided token. Then you can choose
Oh
side.
shit! Cool. I'm learning in front of everyone. Cool. And I'm just going to, it doesn't really affect me for what I'm going to do, which is just try and hit this one with an arrow, which may be at disadvantage.
What's the hawk do itself?
So the hawk allows me, if we make perception checks, anyone in the aura makes it with advantage. I can use my reaction to give someone an advantage on their attack, any creature, if they're within the aura.
Okay.
But for me, it's still going to be disadvantage, assuming I can't see. It's up to you. I don't know how well I can see in this light.
It's dim light, so it's not necessarily obscuring you too much. It's just kind of, you have disadvantage on perception checks in dim light. But I don't think it gives you disadvantage on your attack rolls.
Sweet. I'll keep my hawk there, and I'm going to take a shot at this one.
Cool. You shoot at the front one. Hit him right in the chest for 6 piercing damage. Do they resist? They do not, as he immediately starts pushing back against the weight of the gravity. He's trying to drag his foot forward, but he looks like he's barely holding himself up.
Nice. I'm not super brave after having recently died, and so I'm just going to say, Cedric, get out of here, and I'm going to move back. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. And then my turn there.
Also, didn't roll advantage or didn't roll for Cedric. I'm failing left, right, and center. Okay. That is the sentry's turn. As he's going to. And he walks up to Cedric and he's holding up his longsword. His angry look on his face, he brings it down on Cedric. Makes 2 two-handed attacks against Cedric. Oh no, wait. That is Cedric's character sheet. He's got a spear. He's gonna try and stab Cedric with the spear. A 16 will actually hit Cedric, as he has 13 AC right now. As he gets stabbed in the side with the spear, taking... Holy cow! Oh, wait, that's for the crit, right? He takes 15 poison, or 15... 16. That's enough to bring Cedric down, actually. He stabs right in the shoulder of Cedric as he falls backwards and collapses. Since he is a member of the party, he does do death saving throws, by the way.
Does he still have the temp HP, or did that go away at the beginning of our starting the long rest?
I think it only lasts a minute.
Oh, yeah. The
Okay.
bear
Oh,
totem.
that specifically lasts a minute?
Yeah, the bear totem temp HP lasts until the bear totem goes away.
Okay.
Gains temporary hit points equal to... Each creature of your choice in the area when the spirit appears gains temporary hit points equal to 5+. Nothing about it going away.
Let me check that real fast. I thought that one went away when the bear totem went away.
The spirit persists for... Yeah, I'll let you...
Oh, maybe not. Which one was the one that... I swear there's one for the totems that goes away when the spirit goes away.
Yeah,
Okay.
temporary hit points, unless there's something else that says
Yeah.
they have a duration. They last until they're depleted or you finish a long rest.
The bear would be the only one that has an effect that would carry over. Anything else would just be during the aura.
Cool. Yeah, so he actually does still have that temp HP then. He doesn't go down, but he's hurting. Because that was exactly his HP, so he has 7 left. Okay. He does make another spear attack against him as well. That'll probably do it. He's like burning. He's like, ooh, that hurts. And then he gets stabbed again as he falls backwards. But yeah, Cedric will do death saving throws on his turn as he goes unconscious down at 0 HP. Shh. That is Cedric's turn. He will do a death saving throw, so we'll just roll a d20 for him. Oh, wait, it's a constitution saving throw, right? Right? Death saving throws are just d20s?
Just
Mhm.
D20.
20s, just 20s.
Man.
So what was
So that would be
that?
a fail.
That is a 9, so that is 1 failure then. Okay. That is the Drifter's turn. He is actually going to move up to Hector, 'cause I think he's in range to get to Hector. Oh, no, not quite. Not quite. So he comes there. He then runs right up to you, Hector. Oh, no, he's got a sling. Why did I do that? He pulls out this sling, and he's... and throws the this rock at you, Hector. He only makes 1 attack, though.
Duck!
That is a 6. You duck underneath it as the rock goes flying over your head. Shh. Telemachus, you've awoken to your camp being invaded.
All right, Mac's going to come out of the lean-to, stand up with his bow in hand. He sees that Cedric has been knocked out, and he just kind of whispers over to him, "Wake up, boy, but stay down." And he's going to do a healing word. And then he'll shoot an arrow across at this returned.
And I'll use my reaction to grant advantage on that.
Okay. Then Mac, you advance in the attack.
All right, I am having trouble getting my cursor on the DB on. Looks like it's lower than it should be. There we go. 12 to hit.
You're attacking the one that's next to Cedric.
Yes.
Bing! The arrow blows off of the side of this thing's shield. Oh no, it wouldn't have a shield. I said it was attacking two-handed. It still rolls off of its leather armor. It turns its head towards you. Shh.
Then I'll step to here. End of turn.
Okay. Nikos.
Nikos is going to use his action to grab his shield and put it on. Use half his movement to stand up, and then move over here next to Hector. And use a bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on himself.
So this is the first time this has come up. Puny Paladin, you are a centaur. You have 20 or 40-foot movement.
Yeah. So I can move. I can move all the way up to him. I know. But I want to stay next to Hector.
I thought you were only moving because that's great. Yeah, if you want to go next to Hector, perfect. So you put on your shield and walk up next to Hector. And use your bonus action to do what? I'm sorry?
Cast Shield of Faith on me.
Yeah, great. So you watch as this glowing shield of light appears in front of you. It's going to kind of dimly light up the area around you as it's radiating with light. We're going to let it I'll give you 5 feet of light, dim light just around you. There you go. Hector.
Hector goes and is gonna basically be hiding behind Nikos while having a held action to firebolt, and he's kind of trying to like angle it so that if he misses, it's going into the water. But yeah, he's holding his reaction to cast it when it gets in melee of Nikos.
Okay. The gravity kind of pulls off of these this sentry as it's moving more freely now. It is no longer slowed. I like that magnify gravity spell a lot. Phaedra.
It's real.
I want to move up a little bit so that I can get a better kind of view of this one in front of Cedric. 5, 10, 15, 20. I want to bonus action Hunter's Mark this one and try and hit it with my longbow.
Okay.
21 to hit.
You breathe out. You push your hunter's mark on it. You pull your sword back. Right through this thing's neck. Black smoke begins pouring out of it as it collapses to its knees. Ding, 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 ding. Its mask falls off as it falls to its side. Dead.
Cedric, be careful. And I'm going to move right back to where I was. And then my turn.
Okay. Cedric stands up. Oh, oh boy. He grabs his long sword. He goes, "No time for shield, Hector. I gotta get some payback."
Oh.
He runs up to this thing. He's gonna make 2 long sword attacks against it. He's gonna do it two-handed because he's no longer wearing a shield. That's a 4 or 22. That'll definitely hit. He slices across this thing, almost cutting off its arm completely, and he makes another attack. 13 will hit as he stabs this thing right through the gut. It's hitting on the end of its thing as it was down death's door, and he goes and rips it out as it cuts through the middle of him, ripping it almost in half as it collapses to the side. As it lays still. Oh, He's like shaking a bit. Oh, my skin feels hot. And he coughs a bit. But that'll bring us
Good midnight.
out of initiative.
What do you mean it feels hot?
Oh, there's like this burning sensation just kind of radiating through my body. He's like flexing his hands.
Is that what made you disregard an order?
What was the order? Sorry.
Stay down.
Sorry. Stay what?
Puts a hand on his forehead. Does he feel hot?
He is burning up. He's got a fever.
Go for a swim.
I think I will, as he moves over and lays down into the stream. As he does, steam begins rising off of the water as he lays down, and he goes, ah! He lets out a yelling scream, like blood curdling, as he like pulls himself out of the water, and he lays down on the ground, and he's like, and he passes out unconscious.
Ooh, that's really bad.
Is anybody gonna go up and check him?
Yeah. Have we heard of a fever that takes course this quickly? Specifically, maybe caused by the returned.
Give me a medicine check. If you have proficiency like alchemist tools, you could do that as well.
Just herbalism now. Onto medicine.
Yeah, Phaedron got a
21.
21. Hector got a 6. Nico's got a 17. None of you have ever heard of this. And Phaedron, you feel like you would have. Like this is a very strange occurrence. What's going on here? Nikos, you bend down and you're looking at him. You see all throughout his body, these kind of like these black veins just running along the edge.
Maybe it's something to do with those creatures have poison in their weapons.
Might have. Is he stable? Is he stable?
He is stable but unconscious currently, and he's breathing really heavily.
Maybe he just needs a good night's rest.
I want to go
Maybe
pick
the
up a
forest
map.
can.
Go for it, Mac.
Maybe the forest could help him. Hey, Kronos, you anywhere around here?
You hear no reply.
Well, the mask is the next best hint then. Go for it, Phaedron.
I want to look at one of these.
You pick up the mask. It seems to be made out of pure gold.
Does it remind me of anything? Does it look anything like the masks that were on the belt of the river guy?
Patron, as you look at it, it looks exactly like one of the masks that are on the river belt of the river guy. They don't have the same facial expression, but they definitely have the same texture. Or the
Mac?
same theme, I should say.
Nikas, you might want to look at these.
Sure.
Oh, I read
Familiar.
about these guys.
Here's a cool picture that kind of shows the scene of what's going on.
Ooh,
Oh man.
creepy.
I'm looking for. There's another handout I'm looking for. Oh, here it is. Here's one of those masks. Kind of what they look like in the inside. So you look inside, you see this kind of this writing in a script you don't know, Phaedron, just kind of scribbled across all along the inside.
I look at my coin. Does it look like it always looks like I can't see anything in it? Is there anything different about my coin?
Give me a perception check.
Has it been within 1 minute?
Yeah, you're still within the aura of your totem.
21.
Look within your coin, trying to find something there. You feel like you see shapes forming. Give me a religion check as well.
That's a 6.
Roll me a d4. You see inside the shapes, this multicolored smoke kind of fills your coin. You feel like you can almost make out something in the background. What is that? Is that a table? Something on the table. Can't figure out what it is. And as you're kind of looking closer, you lose it. The shapes seem to blend back into the multicolored smoke.
Mac, I'm just looking down at my coin, kind of with a mask in one hand.
Are these the same masks as the boatman was wearing?
Sure looks like it.
Yeah.
Can't
Well, if they escaped from death, why would they try to kill someone else?
Hector, did you say you know something about these?
I mean, I read a little bit about them. They're, you know, uh, they're dead. Yeah.
What about the writing on the inside? Does Nikos recognize any of those?
What languages do you speak, Nikos?
I got Common, Celestial, Primordial, and Sylvan.
So you recognize this to be similar to Celestial, but it's more like a darker text or script of it. It's not quite Celestial, and you can't really make out any of the words or what it's saying, but it definitely seems to be a more darker themed version of this. It's Comic Sans, exactly.
Papyrus.
Pirates.
Okay. Mhm.
I know that they were once people, and they kind of lost who they were, and now they're just this. Or was this?
Maybe they carry the antidote with them. I'd start checking through to see if there's anything in the clothing.
Sure. Give me a investigation check. Oh, it's a really good time to use my individual treasure table.
That's a 10.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta pull up a module, eh?
Okay.
A PDF, eh? Give you some individual coins, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll me 2d4, eh? Telemachus.
Do that right away. That's 4 total.
Great. And roll
Don't
me
you know?
a d10.
D10 coming right up. That's a 4.
Cool. So you start digging through these pockets here, and the two smaller guys, they seem to be more, they're wearing like togas, they're almost like civilian or civil clothes. Have nothing on them, but you do look on the body of the bigger guy, who seems to almost to be more buff and muscular. He almost has the build and the armor of a guard, like a town guard. And on his persons you find 4 gold pieces.
Well, not what I was looking for, but I'll take it.
I'm sorry, 8 gold pieces. I apologize. But you don't find any vaccine or antidote of any kind.
Hector is kind of try to look at the swords themselves and see what was weird, or if there was anything weird about them.
Hector, you walk over to the spear and you see the same writing that's on the inside of the mask seems to like lace the side of the spear for the guards. The guard's spear. The other two hit spears, right? Or they have long swords? They have
Ooh, I think
scimitars.
one of- Okay.
Yeah, so the scimitars are just seem to be regular kind of scimitars. They're not even in good condition. They look kind of dented up and broken. But this guy's spear seems to actually be maintained kind of well. It's good quality oak. And then yeah, all along the edges of it, you see the same writing as on the inside of the mast, just running along the edge of the spear.
Well, this also has the writing, but I don't see like a cure. You guys, you don't think he's just gonna be fine after a nice rest? You think it'll get worse?
Does it look like he's gotten worse in the time that we've spent investigating?
He seems to be bad, but maintaining at the very least. Give me an Arcana check, Mac.
Nope, not me.
Hector, yeah, you can do it
That's
as
a
well if you're.
That's a 6.
Mac get a 6. He's ready to just let him sleep it off. But Hector, as Mac is kind of looking at him and analyzing him, you think that this might be some kind of curse that might have been bestowed from the spear that you were looking at, and there might be some way to remove the curse from him.
Put the mask on him. Or that might make it worse. Who knows? What do you guys think? He's cursed. And he's cursed. There's got to be a way to break it.
Mac looks at Nikos. You're a cleric of Heliod. Are you able to break a curse yet?
No, not that I know of.
Well, then the mask it is. And before anybody says anything, he picks one up and puts it straight onto the guy's face.
Oh, Hector also puts the spear like in his unconscious hand. Just in case that happens too.
When you put the spear in his hand and you put the mask on his face, suddenly his eyes burst open. The mask seems to almost conform to his face. This is a very Jim Carrey's The Mask kind of moment as he sits up straight. He looks at you with these crazed eyes as he rips it off of his face and throws it on the ground. You watch the black lines along his arm shoot up the point on his shoulder, and suddenly black ink begins pouring out of the wound onto the ground in front of him. It splatters out, and you see this writing appears in the ground. The same writing that's on the inside of the mask.
Did that work?
Cedric?
That was crazy. Burning's gone. Man, dude,
I count that as a victory then.
This has been one insane. I can see why I never left Dassos, honestly. Mom has been super protective of me. It's crazy out here, man. Oh, what a day.
Well, we seem to draw the craziness towards us too.
What's crazier, this or the giant turtle?
Giant turtle didn't almost kill me. That was real painful. I'm gonna say this is the crazier thing. I've heard about returned. They're in the polis to the south. What was it called? But I didn't think they'd come wandering in Nessian woods of all places. This is whew.
Hey, that is an interesting point, isn't it? Didn't Akranis say that if a person wasn't welcome, they wouldn't be allowed in? He was actually very arrogant about it.
That's right. Yeah, he said Alice, right.
Maybe we're like near the edge of the woods and they hadn't gotten to him yet. Or he hadn't gotten to them yet. Or maybe it was another trick.
Are there tracks? Which way do these guys come from? Was it closer to the way out or from the way we came?
This was not the way you guys came. You guys had come from the south, you're heading north, and they had come from the east, which heads deeper into the Nessian woods.
Okay, strike that idea. Well, thank you all for waking up. I mean, I'll continue my watch until needed.
Do you think we should keep these masks?
Probably. Maybe we can sell them. Do they feel heavy? Do they feel like solid gold?
Do you have any
Or
tool?
gold.
Do you have any tool proficiencies?
I don't think so. I might. No, I do not.
Give me. I don't know. Give me a raw intelligence check.
Intelligence.
Since it would have been like a jeweler's kit intelligence check, but yeah, you're not proficient in those, so.
It rolled it on. Not. I have to press there. Okay.
15. Yeah, they seem like solid gold. And from from the writings, they are solid gold. Returned, I'll even say with the 15, that Returned they make their masks from gold in the underworld. And the underworld is filled with gold.
Well, sounds like we just found our next payment. Definitely keep them
Yeah.
until we can.
And if we get Cedric here ever gets possessed by one of these things again, then we know how to break the curse.
There you go. Now you know how to break curses, Nikos.
Mac walks over to Cedric and says, "Don't get accustomed to this, but here's a little bit of a bonus for your first day." And he gives him another gold coin.
He takes it, he bites down on it, puts it into his pocket, and he goes, "Thanks a lot, Mr. Minotaur. What's your name again?"
That'll be Telemachus.
Right. Telemachus. Appreciate it. It's been a crazy day, but still really exciting to leave my hometown, to see the world. There's a lot of crazy stuff out here.
Uh-huh.
You could say that again.
Well, I can't imagine it getting any worse than that. I'm going back to bed.
Me too. Ugh, he gets up, cracks his bones. Feel like a new man. He instantly falls back asleep. Everyone else heads to bed too. Hector finishes his watch. He's only had maybe another hour left of it. He wakes up Nikos. Nikos, give me a perception check, please. 17. Your watch goes without a hitch. You actually, as dawn begins to rise, you climb up to the top of the tree and look out. And watch as the sun rises on the horizon. A new day. Favorite time of the day.
Yeah. Little cheer there as his man there in charge starts pulling the sun across the sky.
After your tear, you climb back down, you wake up the group, and it is morning time once more. One thing you notice, Nico, as you're climbing down is you look over and you see that the edge of the woods is only maybe a couple miles away to the north. We'll be there within a couple hours.
All right, it's good to know. We're almost out of here. Yeah, I'll go over and wake up Cedric for his watch.
Oh, this would have been the last watch. I usually only do 4
Oh,
watches. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a 8-hour rest. Each of you does a 2-hour watch. Makes sense to me normally. So Cedric, wake up. Ugh. Cool. We good to go? I feel great now. Energetic. Lively.
I'll make
Slept
you
like
feel
the
even
dead.
better. I'll take off half his weight.
Did Cedric level up?
Sounds like it.
No. One thing that I did forget to do during this, though, you guys do get the fact of the long rest, is two of you have dreams. And both of these dreams happen after the fights with the Returned. Who wants to go first? Mac or Nikos?
I'll go.
Okay. Nikos. You're sitting in a bright emptiness. Actually, let me change the music real fast. Let me adjust some things. Hold on. What did I use last time?
Jizao.
Jizao? I don't know that one. Is that Chinese? That works? Cool. You sit into a bright expanse. As far as you can see, white fills the horizon. It's deadly silent. You look around, nothingness for as far as you can see. Then you start as you hear the sound from behind you. Tick, tock, tick, tock. You wheel around. In front of you, a pendulum swings before you, dominating your vision. You watch it arc back and forth, only to discover that the weight at the bottom is actually the artifact of the sun you had seen eaten by the goat monster only 2 days before. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Thick clouds of smoke begin rising from the artifact. Darkens the landscape around you, coating everything in shadow. The bright light gets blotted out by the smoke clouds forming above you. Tick, tock, tick, tock. The ground beneath you suddenly begins shaking violently and knocks you over. You put your hand out to catch yourself as you're falling face first into the rocky earth. What do you do?
I'm falling. I don't know. Try to catch myself. Stand back up again.
You catch yourself. You look up. You stand back up quickly. Tick, tock. Suddenly, the sun artifact bursts into flames, burning up the entire pendulum. This massive bonfire stretches out before you. It explodes outwardly. You feel yourself wreathed in fire, but it's warm, comforting. It embraces you. You look down, your skin is shining brightly. The flames put out, the smoke cleared. Bright light once again dominates the horizon. You glow with power. Did you do anything?
It's like dust off his shoulders, assuming he was covered in soot, but then looks and sees he's not. Yes, the artifact. I know we got to get it back, and time is of the essence. I get it. I get it.
Take my blessing. You close your hands, and then you wake up. Mechanically, you may now cast the Bless spell a number of times equal to your Wisdom modifier each day, as Heliod has once more marked you as one of his champions. Mac! You've had a harrowing night as you fight off these Returned, but you head back to bed. And you're lean-to. You feel comfortable underneath these sticks. You're not sure why, but you like having the wood arching out above you. You quickly drift back into sleep. And all around you hear the sound of distant laughter. You find yourself in a crowd. No, it's a battalion? The Minotaurs are pushing you aside as they march forward. You hear the sound of drum beats, marching beats. Boom, 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 boom. You look around for the source of the laughter. Seems strangely familiar. You jerk your head from side to side, searching for anyone or anything. There! A shadow slips out of your view. What was that? You're not sure. You start moving towards it, pushing aside other minotaurs. Anything else you would like to do while you're moving towards it?
He'd just be grumbling to himself. It's not funny. Whatever. War isn't funny.
You hear another giggle. You turn as the sound is coming from your right. Another shadow slips out of the way. Is that a cat ear? No. That doesn't make sense. It was humanoid. Suddenly, all the minotaurs around you stop marching. They stop, standing at attention. Every face around you turns and is looking straight at you.
Well, don't just stand there. The war's that way. Move on.
They stand silently. You look around and realize that none of these minotaurs have regular horns. Atop all of their heads is a small, growing set of antlers. And they all whisper a single word. Zerarch. You wake up. Mac, we had started a conversation about possibly changing your benefit from your goddess.
So what did you decide?
I didn't. I was hoping for some input from you. So would you like to keep the normal spell you get from this, or would you like to make one of the two changes I had proposed?
Let's go with the original. When I chose this goddess, that was one of the reasons I chose it. So
Okay. Wonderful. Okay, I didn't want to step on your toes if that was the case. So, you do also earn the power to cast Hunter's Mark a number of times equal to your charisma modifier. You're going to be slightly different. And the reason for this is that you'll be able to do it when you use your drums.
Mac actually doesn't have drums.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, he gave just as an out of character thing. He got rid of those when he left Scophos, and he's trying to learn the violin now.
Well, then when you use your violin. So, yeah, we'll do that then. We'll let you use Hunter's Mark a number of times equal to your charisma modifier as long as you play it on your violin.
Okay, so maybe he has it strapped to his back and he just kind of and then pulls the like he's got to have two hands to fire the bow.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Okay,
That's perfectly fine with me. You don't have to play the violin well. Just got to play the violin.
I guess I should. In D&D, of course, it's not called a violin; it's just a viol.
Viola or whatever.
Same idea. VIOL. Yeah.
Viol. I actually think it's a different instrument. Viol.
Yeah, it's in the same category, but it's not quite.
It's a little bit different, yeah. Cool. You guys wake up from your long rest, perfectly rested, feeling great. Cedric's looking good. He's got his chainmail on, ready to go. You guys good? Let's go. Ready to go? Wait on you, sleepyheads.
I speed him up. I speed him up even more. Make him be half his own weight. Make him feel even better.
He's like jumping up and down now, trying to hit the branch. He's like, "Look how high I can jump!" And he like hits a lower branch, and he goes, "Yeah, I did that. I'm gonna play Thrussian basketball and Setessan forest dwellers. You know."
Wait, do that again. And then I'm gonna make him, as soon as he's about to jump, make him like super heavy, double his weight. Let's see it.
Okay, so he goes, "Watch this," And as he goes up, you immediately kick him heavy, and he like falls like after jumping 3 feet, goes face first in the dirt, slides down, and he goes, "That wasn't nice."
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, that was absolutely the nicest thing he could have done for you. See, Theresian basketball players actually strap weights to their feet to make their strength increase, and then when they take the weights off, they're higher jumpers.
Right? Yeah. I'm strong, and he flexes. He actually does have some muscles. He's he's kind of like that frat boy who works out all the time. Ugh, and he jumps like a foot in the air, lands heavily. He's like crouched in a thing. That's fine. Yeah, we'll just we'll call it training.
Aye.
And he jumps again. Keep it on. Keep it on. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
I find it funny because it gives him advantage on strength checks and saving throws. So usually things like jumping distances or whatnot are strength checks, so it would actually help him somehow. I don't know, but mechanically
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys continue north, and after about an hour or two, you find that the trees around you are growing thinner. And just as Nikos had seen, you reach the edge of the woods. And out before you stretch the rolling hills of Pharos lands. Off to the distance, you see, right on the edge of the horizon, mountains poking out. You see the foothills. About a day's ride away. And that's where we'll end our session. Okay. So, good session. I love this campaign. I really do. I have a lot of fun with it. I feel like I was telling this to Becca at break, but I feel like I get a lot of creativity out of this campaign where I can just do whatever I want without having to worry about like lore or reasons for things being there, or civilization being in the way, because I could just always seem to justify things with like, oh, the gods did it, or oh, this is some mystical magical place, and I can be real creative with it. Oh, I love it. I'm having a blast. So let's do our piety ritual real quick. So we'll start as usual with Hector. How do you feel you have furthered the goals of Clothis today? What would you say is your most significant moment, if you do feel you've done so at all?
Yeah, so Hector himself doesn't know, and I as a player, I'm not sure. But are the returned generally against what Destiny would have had? Like, they're dead, should they not have come back? Or is this like a thing that it was meant for them to be back?
The returned are abominations of Destiny.
So then I think that probably would be the most important thing that Hector would have done is stopping them, because that's one of the major things is defeating a creature that has stepped out of its place, and that sounds like exactly what they've done. But personally, as Hector, at least, or the player of Hector, I really like the first time that he used command, one of the blessings that Clothis had given him, in his attempt to get Cedric, who was being led astray by being charmed or whatever it was, and trying to get him back on the right path. However, it didn't work out too great, but I still really liked the attempt of using command there.
Both literally and figuratively stepped out of its place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, great. I 100% agree. I think that's right in line with piety. Yeah, so the returned are supposed to stay dead, and the fact that they don't stay dead is why Clothis wouldn't like them.
Yeah, so definitely defeating them was probably, in her eyes at least, the most important thing.
Yep, and with you killing them, that does actually return their souls back to the afterlife. So, cool. Next, we'll do Nikos. How do you feel you've kind of furthered Heliod's goals, and what would you say is your most significant thing you've done today?
I think Nikos would think that showing that channel divinity against the spiders there to blast them with Helioid's divine light was like, I don't know, that felt like that was a good thing for show off Helioid's power like that. I think also smiting some undead is always fun, although he didn't actually get to do anything. He just put his shield on and got ready to, and then they were dead. and continuing to hunt down. Well, maybe not hunt down, but try to find out what happened with Alice. There, the guy had actually lost the sphere. The yeah, so it was a good session, I think, for furthering Helioid's goals there.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I like that you're looking for somebody who's clearly done bad in Heliod's name, so that you can at least know where he's at. I think that's definitely good. I think using your god's powers against creatures who were attacking your allies definitely within Heliod's goals. So sure, we'll give you piety for that as well. Phaedron, how do you feel you've furthered Nylea's goals today?
Question. Well, I got one of her symbols and used it to roll really well. I kind of took over from Cedric and led my way through the woods a little bit. Some of that was pre-Adranes, some of it was after. So afterwards, maybe the wise turtle was helping, not just Nyleia. Like previous folks have said, using new gifts, use Nylea's gifts to both, on the unfortunate side, take down some beasts, although they may not have been beasts. Tried to talk the spiders out of it. It was necessary, I would say, to have killed the spiders. Otherwise, she wouldn't have. Used the same gifts later on to take down those undead. So use new gifts. Asked for Nylea's help. Didn't really get it much. But tried. I used her new symbol and rolled really well. I don't know. I don't know. It's medium. Did stuff like previous players have said, like use new gifts to further the goals of Nyleia.
I would say personally that your most significant thing that was in line with Nylea's goals is trying to get the spiders to back off first, saying using your powers to say, hey, don't. We can work this out. I think that's very, very in line with what Nyleia wants. You're working with the beasts as opposed to just attacking them. When they didn't respond, that's when you use necessary force. I think that's definitely probably that is a champion of Nyleia move right there for sure. As well as teaching Cedric to, hey, don't attack or don't push through, trying to keep him on the path. And you even told Adranes the same thing. You said, I'm trying to show him that you work with the forest. So I would definitely say you're in piety for today. Cool. Mac, how do you feel you might have earned piety today, if so?
Mac is continuing down this strange mystery of the memories that he's piecing together, and now this new Zerarch thing. I think that the discovery of the turtle and the conversation they had was very interesting, because in the back of Mac's head, he's been wondering, why was he allowed to be in this woods and do what he was doing for so long? He was here for 6 months, killing animals, living off the land, and from everything he's heard, people are not allowed to do that. And so that question that he asked the turtle, who is Zerarch, is kind of another step down that road.
Cool. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, trying to figure out what's going on with you, while trying to figure out your destiny, your place in all of this. Bringing these to the attention of the turtle and asking him questions, trying to find out more. I think that definitely implies piety. That being said, you were a bit rude to the turtle too.
Bluntness is a virtue where he comes from.
Fair enough.
He's a bit rude to his friends as well.
True facts. Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll do piety all around today. All 4 people. You guys are definitely working towards the goals of your gods, I would say. I like that you're leaning into it. You're really kind of I really get the feeling that Nikos is just a little arrogant, just like his god. Phaedron is very nature loving, just like her god. Hector really leans into destiny leads everything and don't stray from the path. I love it so much, guys. Really well done. Mac is Mac. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Mac. I'm just kidding. So, cool. We will continue next week then. Thanks for coming, guys. Had a lot of fun.
Thanks for running.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching to all the viewers as well. So, all right, night. All right, stream. That'll be it for tonight. We will pick up once more next week, same time, 8 o'clock EDT, to continue in the Pharos lands on the way to the foothills of the Katachjan Mountains. Take care, guys. Night.